Hey everyone, this is my final project called ReBuild, and this is the teacher's interface of ReBuild. ReBuild is a social emotional learning platform, and it encourages in-class discussion. And this is the teacher's platform for the teachers to prepare for their classroom and to track the students' learning. So here, this is the homepage. There's the student list, possible scaffolded questions, some introduction about what social emotional learning is, and let's go. Let's begin. So the next page, it will lead us to level 1. There would be a problem statement, and the teacher would be able to type in her responses to these problem statements to make the problem statement and the class and the options most culturally relevant as possible. So these are customizable options. If we click ready, there would be a pop-up that says, please fill in all options, because she didn't fill in all the options. So let's fill it all in. Click ready. It turns green, and so we can save it. It says, the pop-up says your options have been saved, and then we can go next. So next, this is an interface that shows how many students responded to each option. Currently, the numbers have been hard-coded because this teacher's interface does not link to a student's interface. But this is to show that the teacher is able to see how many students answered which option, and she could call for a discussion. So here are some discussion questions that are randomly generated. And here is a class reflection page where the teacher can lead a reflection on what had been discussed in when talking about the problem statement. And if we click save, your reflection has been saved. Okay, and next, it would show whatever was written in the text box in this page. So that's the end of my final project right now. It shows certain frames that the teacher's interface would show. Going to my code, I think the most interesting part of it was under the reflection JavaScript file, where I used this hide CSS element to remove one of my elements, which was the reflection text box, and to replace it with the summary text box, which takes the text written in reflection, and as you can see, it puts it out here on the page. I felt this was something that I learned only through this final project because I did not know about it before, although we did in class things like .classname, .classlist, .remove. So this was, I think this put it in context. And if you can see in my reflection, I took the ID from the reflection and ID from summary and put it in JavaScript here. I think another interesting section was the questions.js file, where I used a random generator. I had not known about math.random and math.floor, so I had taken the entire length of the question bank and randomly generated questions from it by calling for the indices randomly. So I thought that was a neat idea to get the next question to make it randomized. And then after that, using .inner HTML to put the question out in HTML on using the paragraph font and CSS style. So I think these were the two main new things that I learned through this project. I think overall, going back to ReBuild in general, it was a very interesting process that collated all that I learned in these 15 weeks of the semester, combining all the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript knowledge that we knew. I think it was also very helpful that I had done a lot of the empathy and user research during the TC's Innovation Award program. I had worked on ReBuild, interviewed teachers, went to two classrooms actually at a school to observe social emotional learning lessons and how teachers conducted them and what kinds of materials teachers used. I think this teacher interface platform would hopefully help teachers make their SEL material more relevant to the students, which was the main problem that was disengaging the students. Overall, I think debugging in console was really helpful because, for example, I had missed out a comma in the array and I didn't know what was wrong with my whole JavaScript file because it seemed that the function worked, but nothing was printing out because my question bank was missing commas. And putting it in console immediately told me that there was an unexpected string. I should check my syntax, and true enough, I missed a comma. That was minor, but it's really important. I also found it really helpful to use inspect and step through my functions, well, step in and then out of them, so that I knew exactly what was being passed through in the functions. I think those two were the main useful aspects of inspect and console and the debugging process for me. Yeah, overall, I'm really proud of my progress. I'm also really excited for next semester's JavaScript class because I feel there is so much more to learn. Scrolling online forums has been helpful, but it has also shown me that there's so many more functions and uses and tools that are out there. And this is just the beginning. Well, thanks for listening. See ya.